Hey guys, it's Catherine Westbrooks and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a hot topic that a lot of my referrals have questions about, and I had questions about whenever I first started with Outschool too, and that is the copyright issues and what can I use, what can I not use, what do I do? So I am not a copyright lawyer. I am not an expert in this. I'm just sharing what information I do have and kind of my opinion and what I suggest and what I recommend to my referrals. So stay tuned and we're going to get into copyright issues. And before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any Outschool videos that I will be releasing every week. So Outschool did recently release a document that kind of outlines more clearly what the copyright guidelines are. And the first thing that they did talk about is your own copyright as a teacher in your class content. So they said that while they do not give a monopoly to any one teacher for teaching a certain subject, so say maybe you're like an Algebra 2 teacher, okay, more than one teacher can teach Algebra 2 on Outschool, but they do say that your class description and your class listing should be unique. So what that means is that you cannot go to one teacher's class listing and copy and paste and then say that's my class listing, because that was not your own creative content. You did copy that from someone else. So this is really good news. I've been seeing a lot of Facebook posts about people being upset, and rightfully so, that their class listing has been copied by someone else and there wasn't really any guidance from Outschool on what to do about that. And so this gives a lot of clarity to that, and if you do see someone's class listing that is exactly like yours and it's really clear that they just copied and pasted what your class description was, then you can report it to Outschool, because that's clearly not following Outschool's policy. So here is where it gets really, really sticky, and why I'm sure you're watching this video is your classes and what can I use, what can I not use, and am I going to get in trouble, and all those questions, okay? So Outschool does say that you as a teacher are responsible for making sure that you can use any brand names, any curriculum, or any images that are in your class listing and that you use in your class. Okay, so what does this mean? What can I use? What can I not use? And the truth is, guys, it is a really gray area, okay? What Outschool's official stance is that you need to reach out and get permission for any materials that you use in your classroom. So if you're going to use a book, then you need to reach out to that publisher and ask them, do I have permission to use this book in my online classroom? If you're going to use something from Teachers Pay Teachers, then you need to message that seller directly and ask them, do I have your permission to use this in my online classroom? Now, do I think that every teacher on Outschool has reached out to every publisher and every creator of every piece of content that they're using in their classes? No, I don't think that. I do not think that every teacher has gone through these measures that are outlined by Outschool. Do I think that that's the smartest option, to go through all these measures and get permission? Yes, okay? Whether or not you choose to do that is your decision. That is up to you. This is your business. That is up to you. But I will say that if you're waiting for someone to tell you that it's fine to use anything that you find online and not ask for permission, and that copyright is not a big deal, no one's going to say that. Because if Outschool comes out and says that you can use anything that you find and that, don't worry about permission, then if anything were to happen with copyright issues, then Outschool could be held liable for that. And so that is why they have this policy that you are responsible for getting permission for any resources that you use in your classroom. And I am not going to sit here and say that you don't have to get permission and that copyright is not a big deal and that you can just use what you want, because I don't want to be held liable for anything that happens, and I don't want to get in trouble for telling you misinformation. Now, what I can tell you and what I do recommend is that your class listing image is a non-copyrighted image, because that is public information. Anyone can go onto Outschool and search Harry Potter and see that you're using a copyrighted image for your class thumbnail. Okay, that is public. Okay, your classroom, whatever you use in your classroom, that is a closed classroom, and that's not public to anyone. No one can just go in and see what happened in your class. Now, I'm not saying to use copyrighted content in your class and not ask permission. All I'm saying is that that's not public, okay? Your class listing is public. So what I can help you with and what I can do is I can show you how to make sure that your class thumbnail image is a non-copyrighted image. So in this next part of the video, we're going to hop onto Zoom and I'm going to show you exactly how to find non-copyrighted images that you can freely use for your class thumbnail listing. Alright guys, so we're in Zoom and I'm going to walk you through how to make sure that your class image is a non-copyrighted image. So we're going to start with this document that Outschool has on their website that they just released that kind of outlines what your class image should be. It should be high quality, professional, eye-catching, free of numbers and text, and that you must use an image that you have the rights to use. We recommend using an image you created, searching Google for images that are labeled for reuse, and search the library of images labeled for commercial use at searchcreativecommons.org. So I'm going to start with that one and show you that one first. So say right here, I wanted to search Pokemon. Okay, I'm going to search, and according to Outschool, you can use any of these images in your class because they are free for reuse. Another option is to search Google for images that are labeled for reuse, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So here's Google right here, and I'm going to search Pokemon. Okay, I'm going to go over to Images. I'm going to click on Tools. I'm going to go to Usage Rights, and there are two different options there. One is just labeled for reuse, and one is labeled for reuse with modification. I'd probably choose this one because I like to take all of my images and put them into Canva and kind of tweak things to them. So I'm just going off of the Outschool document that you can use any of these for reuse because that is what it is labeled for in Google. Another option is to use Canva. So I use Canva for a lot of different things, for my YouTube, for my classes. I use Canva for a lot. And for my class thumbnails, I always do YouTube thumbnails. It fits perfectly. So this is the template that I use. And so I'm going to go to Create Blank YouTube Template. Okay, and then here's a blank template right here. And then I'm going to go over to Elements. And here's where you can find images that are non-copyrighted. So I kind of did some searching right here just to kind of give you an idea. So I'm going to search Batman. Okay, then all of these images are not copyrighted. So if you were doing a Batman class, then you could use several of these images and change the background and whatever you wanted to do. And that would be a non-copyrighted class thumbnail that you could use. Another example would be, I'm going to delete this, say you wanted to do Pokemon, right? Pokemon's a popular topic, so I'm going to search Pokemon. And again, there are things, in fact, I think I saw this one on a thumbnail on Outschool already, but you can use any of these Pokemon-related thumbnails, and they are free to use in your classroom because they are non-copyrighted. So this is what I would recommend, guys, just so that you have peace of mind that your class thumbnail is a non-copyrighted image and you're erring on the side of caution and following Outschool's guidelines. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope it was helpful. I'm sorry I couldn't give you all the answers that I'm sure you wanted to hear, but I will always be honest with you guys and not pretend to be an expert in anything that I'm not an expert in. And this is one area that I'm not an expert in, so I'm just sharing what I do know and my recommendations. So hopefully it was helpful. If it was, please like and subscribe to my channel. There are lots more Outschool videos to come, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.